agenda is always to see how do we develop sports in Africa, how do we develop football in Africa with a view of unlocking more opportunities for young people.
We believe that football is almost like a religion. It's almost like a universal language. It connects, that small ball connects the whole world.
To leverage smaller events of impact in local communities, community football events.
Personally, and from where I come from, we look beyond the government in itself. We look at it as a community. So the East African community is a whole market. It is a product we are selling.
Let me identify hotels. Nobody in the right mind thought that Maradona and Lionel Messi will stay in the university in Pretoria for the World Cup.
We need to take in consideration to don't be overwhelmed by the ego of want to have and hosting huge events, because sometimes they're not so successful. And we need to learn from the mistakes done from others.
We invest for the AFCON, what was before, what will follow, in terms of events, in terms of investment, in what are we going to invest in, what we want to achieve. If you do strategy, you don't just do strategies to deliver one event and that's it.
Because of the investment, the politicians are now saying, when are you coming? Would like to sit and have a discussion. And because we have the upper hand, we're saying, if we come to you, these are the standards that we would like.
Have done this or that steps, but we don't regard it from the goal. What do we want to achieve, and what do we have to achieve?
You know, our sports complex can look for a way of saving this water, and this water can be used, you know, for irrigation.
A statement that caught my eye was Sports 20's vision is a world completely transformed by sport. And I think that's why we are all here.
So there is this difficulty with trying to impact the need for the existence of this system.
Yeah, and very often what we see in the market also when we speak to clubs is that the community itself might have a real issue, but the club is often just on a very superficial way trying to help.
I understand the sector very well, the sporting sector, the youth sector, and also the community that I target, which is in particular young people of African origin, which I try to integrate into the British society.
We have challenges with regards to implementing international standards of safeguarding into Kenya, into Ghana, into Nigeria, because we have a totally different culture, a totally different climate.
So we have to really capitalize on partnerships, and this has given us great leap in development since Her Excellency the Governor came into office.
What do you think is hindering or helping with the growth of football in the media landscape in Africa?
Markets are not as mature to be able to pay for their TV, like not in South Africa, for example, or Ghana, where SuperSport is really having a stronghold.
It's not even easier when you start it when you are 25, 30 going forward. So when you start them early on, like the under 17 ladies, I'm sure the exposure has been really good for them.
Really just inspired by Kwame Nkrumah and his philosophy around unifying Africans and using sports to do that, and particularly football, given the power of football on the continent and globally.
It's not always about sport. There's also a social component, which is really important for us. Especially when we're coming to Africa and or other countries.